Hello and welcome, you made it. Small notice, if you never wrote code before, I will guide you step by step in a call with the objective of writing your first program. So I will basically be telling you what to write exactly. Even if you don't understand it, it doesn't matter. Like I will be telling you, okay, this word, this other word, like very simple, a very simple program, but at least you will get the experience at first hand. Now, if you know a programming language or even if you know multiple ones, then don't worry about it. But for the people that never wrote code before, that's very, very useful. Also, this is going to be highly technical. Not this big picture overview, this is going to be more practical. But the next video, which is about the method, that is going to be very, very technical. That's why I'm making this notice, so you know beforehand. But for you, it's the best introduction into programming. Like I wish someone told me like all this when I was like 12 or 13 or whatever. Like this is like the best. Also, for the people that already know to code or knows any programming language, the method and knowledge can be applied to any programming language. And in my case, I like JavaScript, but you can do it. I also did this in C, for example, and if you know Python, for example, you can also do it. It's the same concept because in all programming languages you have package managers and so on, so you can always publish code. And in any case, you can also publish in GitHub, so it's fine. Like again, you can apply this to anything. Now, this is about coding, but I want you to achieve your objective. And there could be multiple reasons for you watching this course. Maybe you want to improve your coding skills, but maybe you also want to get money, or maybe you want to get a job. So it's like there could be like multiple reasons, okay? So, but again, the main important thing is I want you to achieve your objective. Okay, that's very, very important. So let's talk about jobs, money, projects, and clients. Okay, those 4 topics. Now, if you are a billionaire, sure, you can skip this part, right? And that's not even a show. I talked with 2 billionaires in the past and several millionaires. So it's like maybe I recommended you this course to you, maybe for the technical side of things. But even then, if you know about those topics, it could be still very insightful because we are going to talk about it from a developer or software perspective. So it's still going to be very useful. Even if you already have a shop or if you already have a money or whatever, it's still going to be very useful. So there are several cases. Like I said, there could be multiple reasons. So let's start with the first one. You want a shop or a better one, right? We will start with this, but socios, maybe you want money without the shop. Or you don't want money and you don't want a shop, at least not now. So you are mastering knowledge, right? So, but again, let's start with the first one. Let's say you want a shop or a better one. So the problem is that you don't have money or have a low salary job. So the solution is, okay, you want a job as a software developer because they have like a decent salary, like high salary. It's all relative, right? But so a job can be high salary, like you can optimize, you can try to find a job that is high salary, or you can optimize for finding a job that is not the maximum possible salary that you can get, but the job being more meaningful. So it's like a trade-off. Or you want both. It's more difficult. Some people can get a job that is both. It's difficult, but it's very possible. Sometimes you actually get both, but it's like 80, 90, like it's again, it's like it changes, but the point is that. Now, let's talk about money perspective, because if you want a job because you want money, so you are thinking, okay, I should have to get a job. I want to give you perspective in terms of money, because this is the problem. There are so many cases, so I have to cover all of them somehow. So this is it. So let's say you are from Argentina, which is my case, or we are from Latin America. Okay. So the average is that most people are not getting any money, for example, or they're getting like an average job. So this is the case for the average person, right? So you could be here, for example. Now, remember the solution. You want to get a shop, so you might be aiming for this. So, for example, you might be thinking, okay, I could get a shop, a remote shop in the United States or Europe or any other country, so I get 6,000 per month. So you might be thinking, okay, I'm here. If I could just get to this, it's great. Because you will be like, I'm rich. But actually, that's just average. 6,000 per month, $6,000 per month, that's just an average salary in a good country. It's not really much. And I know that if you are in this case, you will be like 6,000. I will be fine with 3,000 or 4 or 2 even. Like, so and I'm telling you 6,000 is average. Like, so again, you will be happy with this, sure. Like, by all means, if you get an opportunity, take it. You will learn a lot. Like, I will mention what you learn also by having a shop, like teamwork and so on. Like, that's very important. We will get into that. But the point is, remember, if you are getting a shop because of the money, then it's important for you to understand this. This is going to be the max salary that you could get as a developer. Let's say 10,000 or 15,000. And normally C developers, C++ developers get those kinds of salaries. It's completely possible. And also all others, like you don't really need this programming language to get that. If you have been in a company for a long time, or if you have a lot of experience, or if you have a lot of responsibilities, so on, you get a high salary. But this is going to be the max. Like you are not getting more than this, realistically speaking. So again, if you want a shop and you have a lot of ambition, you have to keep in mind this. Like, you might put a lot of effort in getting a shop and doing a lot of things. You will be invest a lot of years of time in a company for at the end getting this. Again, if you come from here, you will be like, this is completely fine. You will be like, please. But again, it's just perspective. This is a very deep topic, so I will just leave it at there. But yeah, it can get way more complicated, so that's why I would like to leave it there. Also, because I'm going to cover more about money in this second, like what happens if you want money, because you might be thinking, okay, I want money without the shop then. How do I do that? We will get into that, but let's say you are like, yes, I'm fine with 6,000. I take it. So, okay, what you can do to get a shop like this is create a project. Again, if you don't know programming, or if you are starting, you will learn more about this. Here is extremely simplified because this part is not very technical. It's more like very practical, like step by step, like do this, do that, this tip, this other suggestion, etc. So if you want to get a shop, create a project. Here, I give an example, very simple example, a blog system, and create a blog. And that will lead you to a complex code base. A very complex code, maybe not very organized, maybe inconsistent code here and there. So what you can do is that you have to think, okay, I have all of those files. So now you should be able to extract several modules, reusable modules. Okay. Again, this is extremely simplified, oversimplified, but because this is the main topic of the method, which is in the next video. But don't worry about it. The point is that you create a project. From that, you extract 5 to 10 modules, let's say. It can be 3, 5, whatever the amount you can. Or you can even create a second project so you can extract more. What you do with those modules, by the way, I will just show you very quickly. Sorry, this is the next. That will make more sense later. I will show you what a module looks like. For example, This is a module, for example, right? So there is documentation, how to install it, a one-line description, an example. Here the files, the code. Very simple, right? 40 lines. It's completely very, very simple. So let's say another one. This is another one. So again, usage, examples, so on. So you should aim to have this, like 6 repositories here, very well organized. Let's enter this one, for example. This is a module. You should aim to have something like this. Why? Because let's go back here. You extract modules and then you publish them in GitHub. Okay? So you will end up with this. And also you will end up with some activity. This is also good. Okay? And you end up with repositories. So let's go back here again. And you also publish them in LinkedIn. Okay? I should have opened LinkedIn previously, but so I will show you my profile where, because there is a kind of a trick, because LinkedIn has a publication section that you can use to publish them there. And it's not a normal post. It's not like a post that other people see in the feed or things like that. No, it's actually a section. This is in Spanish. So you have the description, right? You have the experience, the skills, and then you have the publications. This part is really, really good because recruiters will see your profile. They will be like, okay, about experience, education, skills, and they will scroll and they will see this and they will be like, oh, publications. No one has this. So you will be like the first developer that has this. So they will be like, oh, this. And maybe they don't click here. So keep in mind that the last two are the most important one, but they might click. If you put like a very interesting thing here in the description, they might click like, oh, what is this? They click and they see this. They're like, oh, interesting. Well, recruiters don't understand software, unfortunately. But they will like, okay, software. They will like, okay, interesting. He does things, right? So you have a higher chance with this. Okay, so this is one very good thing. And also, when you extracted 5 to 10 modules and you create a project, what happens is that now you can improve your curriculum. Now you can show up the project. You can have a link to the blog, for example, and you can have links or description like I did this, I'll solve this other problem, and so on. Like now you have things to show in a curriculum instead of having like a very empty curriculum. Now you have things to show. Especially when you do like technical interviews, they will it can really happen that they will be like, oh, you have this module in your GitHub, like how does it work, like, or why did you do it, or things like that. So that's very important. And sometimes they will ask you, oh, why you did it this way, or why is this not implemented, or so you can say like, oh, well, this part is not really necessary and you are productive, so you strategically leave things for later, for when you need it. So it's like you don't waste a lot of time. You get things done, basically. That's what you can convey as well. So basically, that's one strategy. This is another one. And also another important thing. Remember, we are talking about you want a shop, but later we are going to talk about you want money without a shop. But let's continue with this. Now, a lot of people, let's say, come here and they apply, right? Let's say you find a shop and so on. The problem with that is that everyone does that. Okay? So what you can do is that you can do something like this. Let's say you search in Google like this. And again, this is just an example. Try to change it or improve it. But the point is that with a search like this, you can find shops from companies. So let's try to find one, right? Maybe this one. Well, those are the popular ones, like Intel, for example. But go to the 8th page. Go to next page, all of the pages, right? So you can choose, open a lot of them. Let's try to those. So you search here. What is the point? That here, for example, there are a few ones. Here there was an embedded one. So you go here, and what happened is that not a lot of people, like no one is applying to this shop position, right? So there is less competition. You have to find shops to apply, and there are infinite ones. They are like, it never ends, like it never ends. So you will find a lot of shops that you can apply to, and no one is applying really. Search for shops. And there are some webs that are like, they aggregate a lot of shops, like open positions. Maybe those are people are applying to those, but yeah, you should look for companies, because companies normally have this. They have like a subdomain specifically for careers, shops, and so on. So look for those and apply to those. Also, you can use Google Maps as well. That's another way, because maybe you can find in your entire city companies, and then from there you can apply. That's also useful instead of Google search. Let's close those and let's go back to the document. By the way, all this document is going to be available, so that's also useful in case you want to go back to this part or the other section or your favorite section. That's also great. Now, when you do interviews, after interviews, let's say you applied those 3 ideas, and you got an interview. My recommendation after interviews, say thank you, like send like a thank you note. Be grateful, because recruiters first will like that, and also because you probably are grateful. You just maybe don't realize. So think about it, and if you feel like it, then do send a thank you. It's good. Like I said before, working in a company teaches you to work as a team with different kind of people. This is extremely important. It did happen to me that I have been like a solo developer for a long time, and I didn't realize how to work with other people. And it's very, very key. It's very important. Even especially, let's say you don't want a job, which is, we are already going to that topic. This is probably the best part as well. The second best part. Let's say you don't want the job, but still, if you happen to have an opportunity to work in a company, maybe with someone you like or in a company you like, take it, because you will learn this. This is way too valuable. Imagine like this: they are paying you for you to learn to work with other people, for you to learn things. It's like they're paying you to learn more. Think about it that way. So yeah, now this wanting to get a job is very complex in terms of, we can just talk forever about this. But I try to give you like the most concise ways, like step by step, like first this, second, third, that's it, and things to do after interviews. Because people get interviews, but they don't continue in the next stages. So you have to implement things to be able to continue. I don't think. Oh, well, for the technical interviews and so on, I think that will be covered in the method itself, because your code quality will increase so much that when you do an interview and when you do the technical test, your technical test, the quality will be so good that they will not be able to ignore you. They will have to do the interview, the technical call with you. And you will be able to explain, yes, I always do this, I follow this method, or you will be able to explain it when you want it. But the point is that if you are curious about technical interviews and so on, that will be in the next video. And also in the community, we also do like interview simulations, and we also do reviews of curriculums. And we do a lot of other things like group calls and so on. But those 2 are very important: interview simulations and reviews of curriculum. So you can also get a job, like improve that as well. For example, maybe if you never got into an interview or something like that, or you are nervous for some reason, like you have anxiety or something, you can practice in the community. So it's completely fine. I have a friend that did more than 100 interviews with people. So it's completely fine. Like it's great. So that's it for shops. So that's it. Again, it's an infinite topic, so let's just continue with the next thing. Now, let's say you want money without a formal shop. This is going to be very fun. So be prepared, okay? So the problem is you are tired of working a shop or don't want one. Completely fair. Now, the solution, okay, your own system, service, or product, a landing page, run ads, and get clients. Like this single sentence summarizes everything. But let's go step by step. And I will show you like cities. It's not many lines. It's like 25 lines probably, something like that. If you can remember, you have this access to this document. You can go back to here and reread it several times. You can go back here tomorrow, one week. Just implement that, okay? Okay, this is going to be a bit generic as well because again, topics on money are infinite. Like it's impossible to cover everything. But I feel like if you follow like step by step this, you will be able to get somewhere. Okay, you will be able to, like I said before, achieve your objective. Okay, I want you to achieve your objective. That's why I'm being very practical here. Okay, first, I will tell only one thing that I feel like you should not do because I see this all of the time. Especially when people like see that you have maybe some money or something or you are doing things, they're like, oh, in what should I invest or things like that. It's like, don't waste your time trying to invest low amounts of money. Don't waste. It's a waste of time. If you have less than $10,000-$20,000, something like that, don't waste your time investing. Even if you have a bit more than that, it still is like you should not be wasting too much time. But maybe you're like, well, I have this money, I'm not using it, I kind of want to buy something. Maybe buy a few stocks, hold them, learn to hold stock. Maybe if they go down, learn to hold them and not sell. But just don't waste time investing, okay? Especially if you want money, if you're in this part, because maybe someone has a business, then fair enough. Maybe you have an income of money, and you're like, okay, I'm getting this each month or each day or each week. Fair, invest that money if you want, do whatever you want. That's completely fine. But if you are not getting money actively, then don't invest. Waste of time. Okay, let's continue. Now, this is just an idea. It's not really because if you are introverted, you can still do the extroverted examples that I'm giving here and vice versa. So don't take it exactly. It's just an idea. It's just to give you some kind of perspective. So if you are introverted, think about projects that you could do. Imagine like a crypto smart contract. That's not complicated to do. And you could create them. Like you can create a crypto app so people can do things and you can, for example, charge a fee. You could do stock trading, like automated stock trading, or you could create a system for copy trading, something like that. I could give you like an example. Let's say, for example, I created this module to get real-time data, like of stock data and so on. So for example, by the way, I don't endorse this or anything. It's just a library. I just wanted to get like real-time data of prices and so on. So I did this. But what happens in this platform specifically, there is no option for copy trading. So for example, you could create a service that offers copy trading. So for example, you can find someone that has like 100 clients in this platform and you tell him like, hey, I have this system where you can connect your account to this system and your clients connect the account as well, and they can copy trade you. This is just a random idea that I'm thinking, right? You could do this. So that's one idea. Content automation. You could download YouTube videos. You could take long videos and short them. You can even use AI, so we will see some of that. But the point is that if you are introverted, think about projects that you could do like alone. Yeah, that's good. Still, like don't think about doing things alone because you still need to do other things. Not we will see that, but let's say you are extroverted. So think more about clients. So, for example, a marketing agency. Now there is a lot of competition in marketing agency, but it's just an example so you get the idea. You could create an online shop, or you could stream as a developer. For example, in Twitch, for example, or Kick or any other platform, there is really no developers. It's just all games. There is no competition there for developers, really. If you learn to code or you already are a developer, and if you can be a bit loud and talk, can be entertaining, be a bit fun, then stream, try it a few days, a few weeks. You might learn things as well. So yeah, that's really good. Again, if you're an introvert, you could also do this. So it's not really exclusive to extrovert, right? Like both kind of people behave like the other personality as well. So it's fine. Now let's go with more precise things as well. You should go to a co-working to create opportunities. I remember a friend invited me to another city, and he was in a co-working, and like the two people on each side of we were on the middle, in a co-working in the middle, and both people in the other two sides, they were like very interested in talking to me and so on. Like you have to be also easy going and friendly and so on. Like you have to be helpful as well. But people need help. Like imagine this: most people in a co-working, they are not developers. Like most people, developers, there are not many developers, right? So if you go to a co-working, all people will want to create something. All people will need your help as a developer. So infinite opportunities. Yeah, you should do this 100%, especially when you learn the next things. Again, remember, you have access to the document, reread it later, so you connect points backwards as well. Okay, that's cool. Now, keep in mind this: you can code a program, write a book, write a blog, record a video, record a podcast. You have to create content. You have to create something, record something. Like you do something. Like because this is a problem. People is like, okay, I want to get money. It's like, okay, what is your payment method? You don't have any payment method. You have to advertise to the world something that you have, so people can send you money. Like you don't generate money, you don't make the money. Like you get money. People have to transfer to you money. They have to pay you money. So you have to create something, because you are not going to receive a random donation to your bank, right? Not happening. Ain't happening, bro. So create something, okay? And as a developer, and you can even do this without being a developer, okay? Because I'm trying also to keep it compatible with both sides. If you are a developer, but let's say you are not a developer, let's say you are a business/marketing person, right? So you can apply those kind of things if you are or if you are not a developer, okay? But as a developer, you can automate things. So let's say you create a blog, okay? But then you can automate it to auto create more posts with AI, for example. And that's extremely easy to do, by the way. So yeah, or let's say you find someone that is already has a blog, and maybe he's not writing more entries anymore, more posts. Okay, so maybe you can send him an email. Hey, I like your blog. I have been looking for a person like you about this topic for a long time, and I think you are like a good fit. I would like to, and you can even show the person like in the mail itself. Like you can show him, okay, this is how the system works. Like it automatically creates blogs, entries, etc. Like you can, I'm just making this up, right? But you get the idea. You can automate things. Now, this is extremely important because this next topic, because as a developer, we normally forget that we should create a business, that we can create a business. Like we forget that we overcomplicate things because we are a developer. So we're like creating things. It's fun. Yeah, like I get like watch this list, right? I'm just creating software, and when I create this doesn't make money really. Like yes, it's cool. I need it. It's more efficient, 5 times x of performance, so on, but it doesn't directly gets money. So because normally we forget that. So you think about this topic, create a software as a service if you're a developer, okay? It's like, they call it like SaaS or micro SaaS, which is really good, this concept, because it's similar to the concept of small focus modules, but it's a service. It's basically what you are going to learn in the next video. Like the method itself is kind of the same. Like remember, like this, for example, that I showed you earlier. This is just a small focus module that does one thing. It does several things, but it's all related to one topic. So the same, create a microservice that just does one thing alone, and you provide that service. Now, this is extremely important. That's why I say marketing agency is just an example. There's a lot of competition. Why? Because it's easy to do. It's easy to deliver marketing services, right? But developers, there are not many developers, and there are even way less developers that create services. How many developers there are that know about business marketing and they even happen to take the first steps to create a service? Like you have no competition. There could be probably like 50,000. You are competing against 50,000 developers, if not less even. And if 50,000 sounds a lot to you, then you are crazy because it's none basically. It's non-existent. You have no competition. We are 8 billion people, so 50,000, no, no competition. Think about this, okay? Like I said before, have a clear public payment method so people can buy your service or product. Again, you don't have a payment method probably, right? Again, maybe if you have a company or something and you're like, no, I have a payment, I have this, but well, it's still a lot of people I have seen, even myself for a long time, it's like, you don't have a payment method. How are people going to pay you? PayPal is fine. Stripe is better if you're in Latin America. Stripe is like you need to constitute like a company, LLC or something like that. But maybe try to use PayPal, or maybe you can start by being national and you use a very easy local payment that you already know. In Argentina, Mercado Pago is one, for example, but it doesn't really apply internationally. But yeah, basically have a clear payment method. Now, post content with different hooks, like copywriting, like try different texts and run ads, like I said before, right? In the beginning, in the solution, the one sentence solution. You have to do this. Like, I hope, because each point I made an effort so that each point doesn't sound like, oh, it's just words, it's just nothing. No. Post content. Like you have to do it. Like you have to post content with different copywriting, with different text. We are talking about post 20 ads. Like you have to do a lot of ads and run them. So, and this is going to be a bit basic. It's just simple math. Imagine you have no competition and you have to get 500 clients. It could be a lot. It could sound a lot like, oh, 500 clients, but you are running ads. It's automatic. You get clients on automatic. Okay. Let's say you spend $20, or let's say the same amount. You spend $7 to get one client. Okay, it's like you spend the same amount, like the cost of acquisition of clients is the same as the profit, but now you are accumulating clients each month. So eventually you will get profit, for example. I mean, there are several strategies, so it's very deep. But the point is, get clients, they pay you, and then you get freedom. You probably want this amount, 3,500 per month, but you get freedom and no limits, versus 6,000 per month or 10 or 15,000 per month with a shop. That's why I had the money perspective, because myself and probably a lot of people prefer the freedom. And again, you have no limit. You could be earning 10 times more, and you could create 5 more micro software as a services. So yeah, no limits. And you have to apply strategies. For example, you could provide free value and you will sell something just for once. For example, this course is something like that. It's something extremely valuable. You should buy it. And then if you still need more help, or if you are interested in the community, or you want like private coaching, then you go higher in the system, let's say, in the strategy that you can apply, right? There are more, like you could give free value. You could have, again, like the blog. The blog is value. You're writing a blog, so people that are interested on your blog, they will be reading, and then in each post you can have your offer. So people that are really interested in what you are teaching or you are explaining, or on what you know, they will hire you or pay you or buy your service. Basically, you have to post content, announce yourself to the world by running ads, and then you will get clients. It's that simple. You should. Now, running ads is not like 2 words, right? It like you have to optimize ad spending. You have to be careful with the cost of acquisition of each client. Maybe you are running ads, but then you are losing a bit of money, things like that. But you have to always keep in mind that if you are, for example, if you have a recurring service, then yes, you might be losing money on when you acquire the customer, but after 1 month or 2 months, you get the money back and you still have the client. So, and then you are profitable. So you have to things like medium term as well. Anyway, this is very deep, but the point is just start, take the first steps, create a service, have a payment method, post content, and run an ad. That's it. Later you can optimize. It's not that complicated. Now, find leads. This is not completely connected to this, but you can run both things, like run ads, and you also can find leads manually. For example, business owners. So you can use LinkedIn to your advantage as well. For example, you can find you can use the search of LinkedIn to find entrepreneur, right? You can do something like that. We are in shop sections. One second. But here there is a filter, so you can choose find people, right? Like I don't want to teach you how to use LinkedIn, right? This is easy, but the point is that here you can search by title, keywords, and so on, right? Now in Instagram, you could find a person that is aligned with your preference. Let's say you are into nutrition, right? So you find someone that is promoting the keto diet or any other diet, right? So you will easily create a message, a very personalized message to that person. So you will get always an answer that way. So that's why it's called cold reach. It's a bit difficult to do cold reach, like because what happens if someone doesn't answer or things like that and you get dismotivated. But that's the point. If you do it very personalized, they do answer. That's why. Also, another thing, for example, you can connect both. Let's say you find someone in LinkedIn, but you're like, he probably receives a lot of offers or something. But then you can find the same person in Instagram and send the message via Instagram, where there is, again, you have no competition in Instagram with that person because no one is doing that. So again, strategies, you have to think about that and be creative. Now, you can also do cold calls. You can use Google Maps, for example. So you can search for businesses in your local area or any area, really, and you can call them. If you have a service like, let's say, marketing agency or any other service that you have, maybe you have maybe you can improve their webs, the copywriting of their webs to have increased sales, for example, things like that. That's not very software related, but it's just an example, a random example. Okay. And like I said before, as developers, we normally forget about the business and marketing side of things. So don't forget them. Okay. You can create a business. You should. And you can. So yeah, that is about you want money without a show. Okay. Um, I feel like I could just talk forever about this because it doesn't end. Like you can like run ads, like there are a lot of things like optimizing the ads, the hooks and so on. But I feel like it's better if you just take the first step. Don't overthink. That's another problem. Overthinking kills the ambition somehow. Like it somehow blocks you. Like just do it. Just create a service, create a landing page, run ads, get messages, maybe a few clients, and continue from there. It's very, very easy. You will learn a lot by doing this. Now, the third case is that you are mastering knowledge. Again, maybe you are not interested in money right now and you don't want a job. So you are mastering knowledge. And also everyone is doing this. Like being better at something applies to everyone. Okay. And there could be also social reasons, like meet other people mastering the same thing. And that leads to the community as well. If you are a developer, if you were like a bit overwhelmed by all those business slash marketing side of things, that's fine. Because maybe you are like a really good developer, then what you could do is team up with a business partner. You could ideally inside the community because that's what the community is for. But and vice versa, if you are a marketing, if you know about business and marketing and you have like, oh, I have this idea or I have many ideas, then same, team up, pair up with a developer. There are a lot of developers in the community. So you can, and again, if when you are two people, it's way more fun. You commit more to the project and idea, and it just happens. Like you can very spontaneously do daily calls, weekly calls. The community, that's what the community is for as well. And inside the community, if you're a developer and you are, let's go back slightly to here. Let's say you are creating a project or you are extracting 5 to 10 modules. Inside the community, there is a section called code review. Also, there is another section for asking for help, so on. But let's say code review. So you can post the links there or the code directly if you want, and we review them. I specifically review all of the things. So yeah, and we can give you feedback. And remember, we do interview simulations, curriculum reviews, and so on. So it's like very useful. But the point is, if you want money, but it's like, you will benefit from having a partner. Okay, it's very fun. So I will show you the Cisco tool. And now the video of Ironman earlier will make a lot of sense, but this tool will help you with development and productivity. If we do this and I write Cisco and I press enter, then I have Cisco terminal. Okay, so that's where the name comes from. Create a sales funnel page for my micro SaaS. Add a pricing section. Add at least 5 sections to increase sales. Use type. That should be okay. So yeah, now it's generating all of the code automatically. Add React icons to each title. It's going to tell me you have to install this first. This again is going to be automatic in the future. Right now it's not automatic, so let's install it manually. You can also use this for any other. So now you have icons. If you are like, but this is like a terminal, how do I install it? I will also make a program that you can install in the computer and you can just use it directly like that. You have this project, right? We can just go Cisco here and tell it to improve it. Download the video and the YouTube video and audio in parallel so it's faster, right? So it basically does this. Did you saw it took 3 seconds to write the message and it just did it in 1 second. Links of GitHub, so you can tell it read this and do whatever you want to do with the library, right? So anyway, I will let's keep it there because the Cisco tool is still very new, but yeah, it's going to be really good. So yeah, that's it. Remember, you can reread your favorite parts. For example, if you want to create a business and you're a developer, then maybe reread this entire part and consider finding a partner in the community so that you can launch faster. Because while you are creating the software, maybe your partner is creating the landing page and preparing the ads, right? While you are testing the payment method, and so on, he's thinking about the pricing and the strategy, which is not easy. Like you have to get those things right as well, or he's finding leads, beta clients, things like that. So yeah, probably find a partner. That's it. I see you in the next video.